especially with women, maybe even if they have kids, right? Is there, by curiosity, any sort of way in which you help them in a secondary way, help their own kids come to this realization of the importance of money? Does that ever filter into the way in which you also help women, is helping the rest of their family in a certain way to get to grips with money, especially for the little kids running around the house, if they have any?
Yeah, and I think you're raising a really important question. And one thing a lot of my clients talk about is this whole thing of generational wealth, that when they want to build wealth, they want to build wealth not just for themselves, but for their children and their children's children. So, generational wealth is a bit of a buzzword at the moment. And I always say that, when women have money, it has a ripple effect on their families and in their communities. So part of financially educating my clients means that, and something that I talk about a lot is the importance of talking about money. So not, with their children, with their partner, with their friends, because, money is a bit of a taboo subject. We don't talk about money. There's been surveys that show that people would rather talk about sex than money. So, it's such a taboo topic. So encouraging, women to talk about money means that they'll talk about it with their children. And I sometimes get asked, how should I talk to my child about this, or what should I do for my child so that she or he doesn't have the same kind of money blocks that I've had. And I'm not an expert on, giving personal finance education for children, but my belief is that if you just talk openly and honestly and just talk about it and make it not a big deal, this is what money does. We use money to pay for this, and we make money and then we spend money. We're going to invest this money. And one of the key things I think is good to talk to children about is trade-offs. We've got a little pot of money. Either we can have this, thing A that you want, or thing B that you want, but we can't have both. So, how would you like to spend the money? And, children can be involved in family decisions about, should we go on holiday or should we get a new car? It just teaches them little things. And often parents have these discussions, and don't involve the children. But if you involve the children from a young age, then they start to feel more confident about money and understand, some of the financial decisions that we need to make, that they'll need to make later in life.
Yeah, that's fascinating. And it can even be fun for them enough to, know the importance of it at such a young age, and then carry on that quote unquote game for the rest of their life, but in a way that builds that wealth. And then, trying to get to the, let's say, quote unquote trophy of having longevity in their wealth management. So they could be, hopefully that could be taught in more schools at a young age.
Yeah, I'd love to see it taught in schools. And also I think that, if you want to build generational wealth because you want to leave money to your children and then your children's children, well, the most important thing is actually that you give your children financial education, because there's a lot of studies that show that, wealth that's handed down in generations disappears after a couple of, or 90% of it is gone after a couple of generations, because obviously the people don't know how to manage it. So I would say one of the best things you can give your children is financial education.